Hello there, welcome to another video. My name is Cynthia Wakio, the Communication and Events Manager at Corporate Staffing Services. And today we're going to be looking at HR skills and the most important skills a HR professional must have. Thank you, Mary, for joining me.
Thank you, Wakio.
When we are talking about skills, of course, there are a lot of skills out there for any successful HR professional to have. But what are the key skills that one ought to have?
Well, first of all, I would say HR as a profession is a profession that has multitude of skills that one is required to have for them to be able to succeed in that role, mainly because HR professionals act as the link between the business and the employees. And therefore, over and above just having the normal technical skills that an HR profession is required to have, like the key functions of HR, which cuts across from recruitment and onboarding, getting to know the labor laws, what the laws say with regards to different matters around employees, and even some of the general policies when it comes to HR, as well as the HR audit, documentation, and what have you, contracts, the do's and don'ts. There are some soft skills that an individual is really required to have for them to be able to succeed in that profession. And number one that I can be able to point out is the communication skills. It comes in handy because as much as an HR is the activist for employees in an organization, on the other hand, they are also they play a very key role when it comes to now engaging the top level management, that is the business owner. And therefore, communication comes into play for you to be able to really understand how do I communicate with my employees and how can I be able to communicate with the director or the top level management as an HR. Because the way an HR will communicate with the director or the CEO, completely different with the way you will be relating with the employees. It calls for you to wear different hats at every given point as an HR professional. And also very closely to communication skills, also emotional intelligence comes into play. And when it comes to emotional intelligence, HR professionals are required to be people who are empathetic. You are able to go outside the box and wear the shoe of the employee and really get to understand why are they probably struggling with the areas that you feel they are struggling with. Maybe someone is not able to report to work on time on a daily basis. It calls for you to get to understand why is this happening. Are they having issues with their maybe back at home, so that you're able to know how to help this employee to also be able to protect their work professionally. Yeah, so those are some of the key skills that are very key for an HR professional, over and above the normal technical skills. Yeah.
So Mary, you have highlighted some of the soft skills and the technical skills, but why are these skills important to every HR professional?
Well, I believe in every profession there are some key qualities that everyone is required to have. So when it comes to HR as a profession, the skills that we have just mentioned comes in handy because it gives you the ability to be able to connect with people. Very important for an HR profession. You're required to have the ability to be able to connect with the employees, and not just the employees, also the business owner or the decision makers, because every now and again you find yourself interacting with the decision makers, and communication skills will come in handy. It's very important that you cannot overlook it in the HR world. Secondly, these skills are equally very important because it places you, it makes you be better placed in terms of being relevant and being up to date with being able to keep up with the current trends or the happenings in the HR profession as a whole. And so you are able to penetrate the corporate world even as an HR expert, because if you master these skills, not just the normal HR functions, but also be very good at emotional intelligence, have very effective communication skills. It also boosts your confidence because every now and again you're interacting with the decision makers, and these skills helps you also to grow in your career ladder. Yeah, so that is why I would say those skills are very important for one to have in the profession. Yeah.
I think when you're at that level, you're also able to give the management informed, rather help them to make informed decisions because you have the information. But also besides that, it's also the area where you're able to network also with people, which is good for your professional growth.
Yes, like I said earlier, the management, or rather the business, is relying fully on you as an HR to be able to advise them on even introducing some of the company culture, what you feel will work for the employees to be able to be productive or to be more productive. So the business relies fully on you as an HR. And if you're able to upgrade your skills as per what we have just talked about, then it makes you to be better placed in the industry. Yeah, it comes in handy so much.
Speaking of upgrading the skills, how do you then upgrade and master these skills?
Different ways you can get to upgrade and master the functions of HR and even the relevant soft skills that are key for one to succeed in that industry. It might be maybe you have not done HR as a profession academically, but day by day you find yourself handling some of the HR functions depending on your role. And we have people who are at administration level, they do a lot of HR functions. So you can get to upgrade your skill in that area by getting to do short courses, professional courses, or you can even register as a member of an HR body, IHRM for example, and you get an opportunity to network and to interact with other HR professionals, and you get to know what is currently trending in that industry so that you are up to speed. You are not left behind with the current updates in the industry. Yeah.
Yeah, and not to forget the Master HR Skills course that we have here at Corporate Staffing Services.
Of course, yeah. The Master HR Skills course that we have covers all the functions of HR, from recruitment and onboarding, job analysis, even when it comes to the contracts, which is very important. You get to know what are some of the do's and don'ts to include or not to include in the contracts. When it comes to documentation as an HR, how do I ensure that there is proper record keeping in terms of even the leave days, because those are the administrative functions of an HR. And even when it comes to labor laws, you get to understand what does the Employment Act say when it comes to different issues revolving around employees. So it comes into play. For the Master HR, it covers all the functions, so you get to benefit in that line. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that, Mary.
Great.
All right. Thank you for watching this video. As you've heard from Mary, technical and soft skills are very crucial to every HR professional. We have a Master HR Skills course that we offer here at Corporate Staffing Services. And for more information, all you need to do is click on the link below. See you in the next video.